Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to Tekkit. So I'm standing here in front of my reactor, obviously enjoying the turbines spinning away in the background, generating me power. I am very much so looking forward to making the turbine a bit longer, because this reactor is far, far, far too big to be powered by or powering such a small turbine. We have the ability to power a much, much larger turbine. Now, as you can see, I've turned off almost all of the aqueous accumulators. I've returned that one back over there to the cryothium thingamajigger. But it's maintaining water happily with just one. So I think we can get rid of all of these, and I can hide this one a bit better, either putting it underneath it or maybe on top of it or something like that. Just because I don't necessarily need it next to it like that on display, unless I turn it off. If I turn it off and I have to reboot it, I might need some extra water on the go. But because we're producing so much power, I want to have a look today in today's episode at updating all of my storage. So we have lots of different energy cells. Hopefully we can today go for the resonant end energy cells. So taking each of these redstone, which hold 10 million, and updating it to these, which hold 50 million. And that should see us with plenty of storage for quite a long time. But it's the enderium that's the key. And we have 34 enderium, but I would quite like to see maybe if I can automate the creation of enderium. So it's a little bit irritating to make because we require ender buckets. Now, how much shiny? We have 69 shiny and 11 shiny ingots. So you can always pulverize the shiny ingots into making more. But have I got the buckets over here again? So I meant to have misplaced all of my buckets. I had like 16 buckets, didn't I? How did I do all the buckets? Interesting. Now I've set this up over here as I said I would. So we have magma crucibles next to fluid transposers. So I should be able to very easily now almost permanently get all of this updated, because it will continue to put more ender pearls in there. 400 ender pearls is not a shabby number. So we can get this on the go easily enough. So the question is, can we automate the creation of buckets of enderium? I think we can. So let's have a go. So we'll just put this in here for a second, and then we'll grab a quick bucket of this and put that in there, that in there. So that knows now how to make enderium. So we need to be able to take an empty bucket and get a bucket of enderium by putting it into here. So the big question is, so luckily I've left this one empty deliberately. So we'll prove a concept it first. So we'll get rid of this as such, just for a moment, because what we're going to need to be able to do is using an ME interface and some ME cable, is place the interface here. I guess that would work. Place the cable here, like so, and tell that it can then, where's the bucket of resident ender? So hopefully, if we now request a bucket of enderium, and we check the crafting monitor, it needs a bucket. So it needs to be taught how to make buckets. That's easy enough. I already blew, all the letters are wrong. Iron, we've only got 14,000 iron. So if we make a bucket, that should put that in there, but we take one of these iron and put them in here. That's a book. Like so. We can keep updating all of this. Let's put it on this page, shall we? No, it's a Minecraft bucket. Let's put the first row. So bucket goes up there. We'll put the bucket of shiny metal down there. Okay. So if I drop this and this in here, and I then go for enderium dust, I ask to craft, let's say, should we craft 4 at a time? Let's go 12. Is it putting buckets over here? It is, but it can't get them back. So we need to put the export bus on an import bus, don't we? We can make one of those, hopefully. Excellent. Put the import bus down here. And then we're going to need some cable. I suppose I should be using covered cable, but I'm just proof of concept. Okay. And that gives us more enduring dust. Excellent. And all we need to do as far as our system is concerned is we need a way of furnacing. So we haven't got a furnace as such, but we get one of those hopefully pretty quickly. Nope. So do we have enough bricks to make bricks? Yes, we can make bricks. That's a recipe we can continue. Now I know we've got enough for one of these. So as you are getting used to, it's always worth, when you have a new something that you've made or haven't made before, encoding it so that we have the ability for the system to make it itself in future. So I never want to have to make them again. The bricks can go up there. And so there we go. So we've now got the ability to just drop all this back off. Make a furnace like so. So we could put it just here, I guess. Need some redstone, energy conduit. So in the same way that I've done it with this, I'm probably going to obviously reorganize this to make it look a bit prettier, but I could do the same with this because this is redstone. I could maybe move it all along one, put this on this side, and then I can automatically make a redstone energy conduit as well, and fill it with all the stuff that I need. So if I put the stone furnace here, I'm going to need another interface. So you can make one of those quite easily. I'm also going to need another import bus, which again shouldn't be too difficult. I'm also going to need my ME cable. So let's take the covered stuff this time. So if this all makes sense, we should be able to put the import bus even down here. Spin it round. And we should be able to take the interface, put it on top, and then we will take a cable up here like so, and we'll configure this input and output. Right, So we need to now tell the system that that's not right, is it? Because we don't just smelt enderium, so we can ignore that. That's wrong. It's the induction smelter that we need, which I've got over here. Okay, so ignore the redstone furnace that I built, that was wrong. It's an induction smelter. Put the induction smelter on here, like so. Clear this all out. Input for that one. Output for that one. Okay. So that's going to need to know. Oh, this is all very confusing. Very confusing indeed. Okay. 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 Right. So we need to put, to make enderium, we need to put enderium dust in 2. So we'll try this in 2 different ways. So we need to make the cryothium stuff, don't we? The pyrotheum dust even. Which requires the blaze. Now obviously I can make blaze rods much more effectively, or pulverize them to make them much more effective. But I'll do that later. Okay. So, is it the case that I put pyrotheum, isn't it? Pyrotheum? Do I put the pyrotheum in here? So this is a test. So 2 of these and 1 of these gives me an enderium. Encode. If I put this in here and tell it that it can happily have all with access to that, is this going to work? So if I go to enderium and ask it to craft 2 of them, does this fill with stuff? No, because it doesn't understand how to do it. Okay, so then, cancelling that. Left shift click, left shift and click. There we go. Okay, so we'll try this one more time, otherwise we'll put it into auto mode. So do we put that to that, encode, and then do we put that to that, encode? I'm trying this way around. So we put that in there, and we put that in there, and we change to that, and now we have the enderium. Oh, we put that in there. That one hasn't put the enderium blend in there. Dipping to enderium blend. Because there isn't any? why isn't that working? I put the cryo through incorrectly. Oops. This is going to cause me confusion, isn't it? It's going to cause me issues. It's going to cause me problems. So this will not extract what I wanted to extract, even though it appears to be continuously using it somewhere. So I don't quite understand why it's not going to pull Ethereum into there. I'll have to leave it. That's going to irritate me because I want to get a few of these things built anyway. So we've got loads of things now that are and aren't going to work as I intend them to. So we appear to be using Enderium somewhere because it's not coming back to me, is it? I don't quite understand what's happening here, but apparently something's going quite wrong. Now I can obviously just put export buses on there, then we'll just export them instantly, but that's not quite going to do what I want to do. So let's just grab some of these, like so, and then we can put the Enderium all around the outside, and then we can go for these crazy, I lose the power, oh no, it does keep the power, crazy high value resonant ender pouches thingies. So we can drop these down like so. I should be getting power now. Should be, it's not. Yes, it is. Again, this should be picking up some power. Okay. So they can max out their input quite high. That should be doing that good. Yep, so that's all working fine now. So I sorted that out a little bit of a buggy moment, but we now have 150 million RF being stored in these three and these three alone. So I can probably just make 3 more, and that will see my power needs for quite a long time, I think. Don't need to convert them all. I think I can put these 3 for use in other places, in other worlds, etc. And that will give me a huge amount of power storage. So again, we want that one on that and that. That's all good. Max the input up to 10,000 because we are going to increase the turbine eventually. And then finally, number 6. And that'll give us 150 million times 2, which is 300 million RF. So there's 300 million RF now being stored, or will eventually be stored by these 6 boxes. So we can have no complaints now about our power and our power storage abilities. We are going to be absolutely, totally and utterly RF'd out indefinitely. So this is still producing 1600 RF per tick. I could probably have a look at getting another quarry going in the dark, deep dark, so I can get some more silver, because I want to be able to put Enderium around there. So that's going to be a lot of Enderium to get the best power output, but it's going to pay off eventually when I need that much power. So yeah, obviously this is a bit of a trial and error episode. It's a bit of an experiment. I didn't know exactly how what I wanted to do was going to work, so I've had to go through the process of sort of trialing it out as I was going. But we're starting to get much more automation in place, so I'll have a look at this stupid induction smelter in more detail off camera. But we can make Enderium, we can make the buckets, we can do all of the cool stuff that we need to be able to do using the ME interface. So eventually we'll be able to automate the recipes for as much as possible. So I can just say I need some Enderium and it's going to go and make me some Enderium. But other than that, I hope you've enjoyed the episode and I will see you again soon. Bye for now, guys.